first, we're just going to do our brand new coach call, kind of give you all the ins and outs of how to start coaching. We are so excited that you're started on this journey with us. So we're just going to get you started on the right foot. So I'll pull up our presentation and get you ready. There we go. So all you need to know in order to get started. So let me pull you down here.
All right, so what is it all about? Great. So obviously this business, not many people really realize this, but it's really ultimately about filling up your own cup first. So working on yourself, pressing play every single day, fueling your body with great foods. Don't get me wrong, yes, we do cheat and you're allowed to have like your wine and your cupcakes too, but it's all moderation and you will learn that. But also finding your grind, and once you kind of have all of those together, you'll start to really get in the groove of the business and be sharing. And those are really all the things that you want to start sharing, the whole process, and people will obviously start to gravitate towards that. And then when you're first getting started, and you'll always kind of hit these points as you go on, but like, what's your why? What does motivate you? What's going to get you out of bed every morning, which is your why reason? Why are you starting? And what are you looking forward to out of this like opportunity, out of this business? So, you know, just jot those down, and it's always nice to like reflect back on those. So when you are having a hard day, in the business or in, you know, your workouts or whatever, you can always reflect back on that. And what Ashley and I have found really, really helpful in this entire business, obviously, is just the community itself. We found like consistent growth in the business, in ourselves, and just the small things that really, really matter. We always say like small victories and off-scale victories are really what push us forward, which also then propels our business forward.
And like with your why, you can have like a fitness why on why you want to work out, and a business why too. Like mine are different. You know, my fitness why is that I just want to handle my anxiety and do all of that. But like my coaching why is because like I would love to get my husband home, and I would love to be able to have more time with him. So they're very different whys, but they're also very relatable. So share those whys. Like those are really great to share with people when you first start. And that's what's going to get people to come to you and talk to you, because a lot of people can relate to those different things. And you are constantly growing with this business. That's one of the things I really love about it. Somebody shared the other day, like if you look back and think about how different you have been a year ago, and I thought about myself and I was like, holy moly, like a very different person. You know, I was an anxious, hot mess mom, and I honestly didn't think that I was going to be a coach. Pretty sure I told Amanda there was no way I was going to do this. But I love helping people. That's always been my thing. And I've just been able to fall in love with this business and the community and the girls. And I just want everybody to feel that. So I just wanted to share it with everybody. So share your excitement with people, because that is really helpful too. And remember to worry about you first, because you can't go help other people if you're not feeling good on the inside. If you're not feeling passionate about your workouts, if you're not feeling good about your nutrition, you're not going to share it correctly with other people. So always work on you first, and then you can spread the love.
Yeah. And just trusting the overall process too. Like, you know, this isn't an overnight fix, you know, through the business journey and through like your own personal health journey. And, you know, we'll say that right from the beginning. This is not an overnight, like get quick money, get quick weight loss, you know, scheme. It does definitely take time, but it's definitely worth the journey overall. Okay, so now you're probably wondering like, all right, so I'm doing all the things, right? And, but I don't want to do this on my own, or like, where do I get started? Like, where do I find things? There are so many resources in this business. It's absolutely like insane. So little backstory. I am a daughter coach, I guess, a coach underneath Bonnie Engel, who is like a huge, coach in our industry. So a lot of the smaller coaches kind of get lost a little bit, especially like with the one-on-one interaction, which is great for with our team, that we are very involved with our coaches. But with that being said, I had to use a lot of these resources to kind of get where we are. Same with Ashley, to get the foundation started of our business. So don't ever think, one, that you're alone, or two, that like there's no information out there. There's so much information. Ashley and I love to share everything that we find that's either helping or has helped other coaches, friend coaches that we have. And everything that we see helpful is definitely in the team page. Obviously, we're not an encyclopedia dictionary of everything Beachbody. Yes, there are probably some things that we're missing, but that's why you also have your coach office. Definitely get familiar with that. That will give you all of everything that Beachbody has. So I strongly recommend just dabbling in that, clicking on all the tabs. You will not break anything, I promise. And just get familiar with that. It has a ton of information from the business, from nutrition programs to like everything under the sun Beachbody related is in your coach office as well. And then we have some fellow coach pages that we are part of that you guys are more than welcome to, like Bonnie's team pages and Sarah's team pages. But we'll get into that later on. But you are always welcome into these other coaches that we are very heavily involved in with. And then we also have the National Wake Up Call, which is just a call that corporate puts on every single Monday, 11 Eastern Standard Time. Right? Ashley, it's 11 your time? Okay, just making sure I'm like getting the right times. And that call is, like I said, every Monday, and they just go over recognition of everybody in the Beachbody world, and then they also go into like a topic of the week. Every week is a different topic. And then they also put out like fun facts of like things that are coming up in the Beachbody world as far as like new releases of programs, trainings, and stuff like that. So it's very informational. They are all recorded, so you can always go back and look at old ones that you missed, and all that stuff if you can't make the time, which is totally fine. YouTube is obviously great for all things in life, but there are a ton of trainings on YouTube. I do just suggest being careful on YouTube because there are a lot of naysayers about MLMs and Beachbody in general. So when you do type in Beachbody, you will see some negative YouTube videos out there. Just ignore them. It's just, with any other business, it's just, you always are going to have that one person who's just always negative. But YouTube, use it to your advantage because there are so many trainings on there that are extremely vital to your business. And then we also have a ton of workshops and trips at Beachbody that you can earn and or go to in order to, get the full access of the community and meeting everybody in person.
Two things. One, if you Google anything, it's amazing what will come up. So literally Google, if you can't find it in the 52 resources we just gave you, honestly Google it. And I even found that with like, when I look up things for like our meal plans and stuff, if I just Google like 21 day fixed meal plans, like it'll pop up. Like there's so many resources out there. I tend to Google because sometimes it's hard to find what page it's on. And also there is a Facebook page, Beachbody Champions. That has been gold for me recently. And I know as a new coach, you're going to look at this list and say, well, how the heck am I supposed to be in 52 pages all at once? Because sometimes I will tell you, my Facebook, it'll blow up and I get all these notifications from all the different pages. And I'm like, how? But how am I supposed to do all of this? Honestly, do it a piece at a time. Get comfortable with one thing. Go into our team page, go into the units, look through there. Go piece by piece. You can even check it off. It's really pretty. I love when it happens. Check it off, right? So then go into your coach office, check that out, figure that out. And then when you start to get stronger and feel more comfortable, start doing the other things because that is what is going to build your business. Our team page in the coach office is going to be your base and you're going to find out what you really need to know. And then as you want to grow your business, you're going to find those other pages and they're going to be super helpful as well. When I first started, I didn't go and do all of these pages. I really just hung out on the team page And then we started to do different push groups, and we did those groups, which are the other coaching pages, did that. And now I add the National Wake Up Call. That is happening every Monday. And I work at 11 o'clock a.m. It's not like I can sit there and watch it. It was really nice while I could during the summer, but right now I can't. So then I sit there and I know that Tuesday and Wednesday morning, I am watching it or listening to it really while I get ready. And I do those types of things. And then I also do the Beachbody Champions while I get ready. I just listen to it. I'm a big shower person. I listen to my stuff in the shower or while I'm getting ready, doing dishes, any of those things. So if you're passionate about it, find the time for it, but also don't overwhelm yourself. Go piece by piece and break it apart so that you actually understand it all, instead of just like overloading your brain. So.
Yeah. And just like overall, like prioritizing, I feel as though like taking baby steps, like if you're curious about like inviting, then just look up inviting and, hitting Emerald, which we'll get to, and just taking it step by step. Like there's no reason, like Ashley said, to overwhelm, because it will get overwhelming with all the information that is accessible. All right, and then so you will also start to hear this phrase, the 4 vital behaviors. So these are the 4 behaviors that Beachbody has kind of claimed for success, and just the biggest behaviors that you should be doing in order to promote your business. And they actually have a tracker, and I wish I put the picture of it on the thing so you know what I'm talking about, but we do have it in the team page, and again, it's so easy to Google, but these are all listed on this tracker, and you basically just go through and check it off. So the first vital behavior obviously is being proof of the product, right? So you're doing the workouts, you're having some sort of supplement from Beachbody. You don't need to do all of the things, but you probably got started with either the shake or the pre-workout and post-workout. So you're being proof of the product, you're consuming those. And, like we said, you're not going to get results overnight. We know that. But being proof that you are pressing play, sharing your overall reaction to how you're getting started, and all of that good stuff will reflect, and the consistency of doing so will then promote your business as well. Ashley, you have anything to put on that one?
Honestly, proof of the product is probably my number one, because my whole kitchen is full of products. But that also helps me a lot, because like recently I've been kind of doing more warm market and sitting down with people, but I'm able to sit there and say, okay, so I've tried this product, I know this product, and I also know what some other products do for people. But I'm also super passionate about how much it has helped me. This is not really coaching related, but product wise, I mean, I was a hot mess express when it comes to all my medical things. And these shakes and all of these things have helped. I can't even explain how much they've helped. So I literally just want to give it to everybody. Like if they tell me the problem, like try the shakes, I'm serious. Because it does really help. So you have to you can't sell something that you're not using, right? So you can't say, hey, you should do these workouts and shakes, but I don't really do them. Like people are not going to believe in you. And that is the biggest part in this business, because you're going to find there are hundreds of coaches, and if they don't believe in you, they're going to go find somebody else that does it. So make sure that you are doing the things that you want other people to buy from you, I guess. And then the next one, connect, invite, and follow up. Those are the hard parts of the business, I would say. But I also find them the fun parts of the business, where you get to, I love connecting with people. As shy as I am a social butterfly. So I love to talk to other people, and finding my people in particular, because I love to find, I love that my page, everyone complains about social media and how cranky it is. And I'm like, no, my social media, it's full of moms and boy moms and teachers. And that's my tribe. I love going on my Instagram. It doesn't make me cranky with politics or any of that, because I go and I particularly follow the people that I want in my life. So make this the fun part of it, although it's the hard part, make it a fun part. You want to connect, you want to invite people, and you want to follow up with them. I love this analogy, and you'll probably hear me say it many times. If you're going to post that you're having a party, who is going to come to that party if you just put it on your Facebook wall and say, hey, I'm having a party? I know I wouldn't. Shy guy here, I'm definitely not coming. But if you send me a personal message and say, hey, I don't know if you saw my post about my party, but I'm having a party. I'd love for you to be there. I'd be like, oh, hey, I'm coming. So that's what that part is. Think about it as a party. And that has helped me a lot in that part of it. I totally took over number 2, Amanda.
No, you're fine. So I was just going to say, like, number 2 definitely piggybacks off of number 1, right? So you need to believe, 1, in yourself, and 2, in the stuff that you are doing, i.e. like the workouts and the product. The more you feel comfortable in doing that, and the more like excited and pumped up you are, the easier this second vital behavior is, making connections and inviting and following up. It's so much less tacky and sticky and salesy when you are obsessed with your own process, right? Because you're basically selling the lifestyle, not necessarily like the products. When you go and think about selling the products or selling the workouts, that's where it kind of gets sticky. But when you are promoting your life and like, hey, like, you know, I'm feeling amazing, I have conquered X, Y, and Z, like, why aren't you doing this with me? It makes it so much easier and so much more fun.
Yeah, like I didn't start out as a coach. It took me 6 months to become a coach. I started out with just the workouts. Zach Word says I would never do this. But I lost 30 pounds in 6 months. I felt amazing, and I was doing all of the things. Like, all I was talking about was how wonderful I felt and how I wanted everybody to do it with me. And I was like, oh, hey, that's what a coach is. Like, maybe I should do this. But it's that I wasn't being salesy at that point, because I was like, oh, I'm not a coach, so I'm not being salesy. But it's doing the same exact thing. You know, you just want to tell people and spread the word and explain to them how amazing it is, but you have to love it first. So proof of the product is probably number 1 for me.
Mm-hmm. And then obviously just 3, recognizing your own victories, and then recognizing your own like coaches and clients' victories, no matter the size. Always boosting everyone's like self-esteem will only drive your business forward as well. And it just makes you feel so much better. With that being said too, like sharing other people's victories on your social media too, obviously with their consent, but showing that they are proof of the product too, and like that what you're doing is actually working, is definitely a very important aspect of the business too.
Yeah, like you have to share all the good stuff. Like anytime, I love when people message me and they're like, I feel amazing, thank you so much, like I love this. But I also take that and I screenshot after talking to them and I put that on my stories, because other people need to see that. A lot of times, like I feel like sometimes my story, like I'm already at my goal weight and people are like, oh, she was always like this. And people always say that, and no, I was not. So when I share other people's stuff, it also shows that there's other people doing this with me. There's a community of girls working out and guys, and they're there doing it with you. So the victories part is super important, not just for the other people, but for the people that you have with you as well. You always want to make sure that they shine as well, because they're working really hard. And we got to love up on the people that we have too.
Absolutely. And then the 4th and last one pretty much speaks for itself, but personal development. So kind of circles everything back around to like literally the first bullet point I brought up in this coach call is filling your cup up. And, you know, whether you're listening to a podcast or a book or reading a book, something that will obviously boost your personal growth, is definitely a vital behavior in this business, because you always want to constantly be moving forward in some way or another, and not necessarily always just in the business, because, you know, filling your cup overall will only promote your business. You know, it kind of needs to go hand in hand, especially in this line of work, I guess you can say. is, your overall health. It's not just working out and like taking the supplements or whatever, or nutrition. It's kind of like the overall big picture. And a lot of people don't really see that right away. So personal development is definitely huge. When I first got started, everyone was like, oh, are you doing personal development? I was like, it's for the birds. Like, I don't need that. And, I kind of like would push it aside, and just thought it was like more of like, fluff. And I always thought myself as a very positive person, and I didn't need anything extra, nor did I have the time to do personal development or read or whatever. But once I actually like gave in to everyone asking if I was doing personal development and actually started, and it doesn't have to be like hours long. I do mine like 20 minutes, 25 minutes, because I will just go off and be in my own land. But it definitely does help, one, with content, and two, just with my overall mood and like brain fog and stuff like that.
The only thing I can add to that is make sure that the personal development works for you. Make it something that you want to work on for yourself. It doesn't have to be Beachbody related. It doesn't have to be anything like that. Like Amanda mentioned, the bus. Like, make sure that it is for you and it's something that sparks your fire that you want to listen to and it makes you feel good, because that's what it's about. It's not about just checking off a box and just listening to it because we say it's a good idea. You want to make sure that you love it. It makes you feel good. Like if you're struggling with something, like I love Rachel Hollis because I feel like she hits all of my struggle points, but there are also things that I want to dive into. Like one of the coaches mentions that she struggles with body image and all of those types of things. So her personal development is particularly on that. So find something that you want to work on for yourself, because we're all about trying to grow as a whole person, and this personal development part is all about growing your mindset and your mental health, really. So that is super important, that it works for you. Don't do one that we say to do because we say to do it. Find one that works for you. And like, I have checked out of books before. Like I bought a book all about being a positive leader because I really want to be one. And I listened to it and I was just like dying in the shower because I listened to it in the shower. I was dying. I could not listen to this guy. It wasn't working for me. I felt like I was listening to ads and I was like, you know what? This isn't working. I wasn't feeling good. And I felt the difference. I really, really did. I thought personal development was a joke. I'm not going to lie to you. And then once I tried out that book and I hated it, like I felt cranky pants after the shower, and I don't want that. I come out of the shower and I just feel good, and I have lots of things that I want to share with people. Like I feel like it just comes out in conversations, and that positivity is coming out that I'm learning from my personal development. So it's not just do it to check it off. Do it for real.
All right, so now this is the part of the call where it is how the business actually works and flows. How do I get paid, and like what do I need to do to start? So you are going to hear a ton. You're going to hear a ton about Success Club. So your main goal is going to be hitting Success Club every single month, and this is just adding 3 people to your team, regardless of whether they are a client or added as a coach. But they are added with BOD and then with a shake / pre or post workout, exactly how you guys got started. That is how they will get started. And it's called a challenge pack. But I just wanted to emphasize that they do need the shake and or some sort of supplement on Home Direct. And then each person you add is roughly $50 in your pocket. So I just wanted to put that in for my numbers people and like, okay, money, what am I getting out of it? And then obviously depending on what kind of challenge pack they do get will accumulate a different pay. And then Success Starter. So this is somewhat relatively new for Beachbody. I think they started it like in the last year. But this is a great incentive for new coaches who hit Success Club 3 times in the first 6 months, and it does not have to be consecutive. So if you hit it in your 2nd month and in your 3rd month, and then you like miss the 4th and you get it in your 5th or in the 6th, you still qualify as a Success Starter, and you will earn a free ticket to Summit. And now Summit is a Beachbody wide event held somewhere. This year it was supposed to be in New Orleans, but it got canceled. screw you, COVID. I think it's going to be in Indy this year, if I remember correctly. I don't remember. They just.
No, New Orleans. Right?
I don't know where it is this year. I feel like they changed it. Anywho, it's in some massive city, and everyone and their mom from Beachbody is welcome to go. And typically you have to pay for your ticket, and it's like in a whole weekend event. But if you hit Success Starter, Beachbody will give you a free ticket to this event, which is magic. Unfortunately, I have not gone to a summit yet, just because I was owned by the Army and either was deployed or playing Army games somewhere. And then this year was supposed to be my first year to go, and then COVID. So there's that. And then also, as a Success Starter, you will get an invite to an exclusive pilot test group, which means you will be the first person to try these new programs. So let's say they come out with a new program, you hit Success Starter, and they're going to literally invite you to work out with the trainer and do the program first. And I've only heard like amazing stories from these pilot groups that people get to be a part of. And it's kind of like a once in a like Beachbody lifetime to be a part of this group. And so yeah, that's just kind of what you get out of it, and it's just awesome. And then you also get free prizes that Beachbody always mails you for hitting goals as well. And Ashley probably can tell you all about it because she is a very prize incentive person.
I love prizes, probably because I love t-shirts. I'm a dork for that kind of stuff. Like if I go to a concert, I'm getting the gosh darn t-shirt no matter what. I could hate the band. I don't care. I'm getting the t-shirt. And Craig kills me for it every time, but that's okay. He married me for that. Anyway, so I love the Success Club prizes. The first month, like you get a t-shirt. The third month you get a puzzle. Not gonna lie, I didn't really like the puzzle. Puzzles are a thing, cool. But I don't need 500 pieces flying around my house because boy mom life, puzzles don't work here. But I did just get a Snuggie that I'm very excited about. And so are the boys because they stole both of them. I got a chocolate and a vanilla one, and both the boys have one. They're like, "Did you get one for you, Mom?" Yeah, I did. But there's cool prizes that come along with it. And I think that's really cool that it gives you prizes on top of your making money. I think that is absolutely amazing. I get so excited when they get sent to me. But there's just another incentive just to do your job, which is really cool. And I love the idea of a test group. I don't even know if it was happening when I first started coaching because I really wasn't paying attention when I first started, honestly. But that is so, so cool to get to do those, because when you watch the coaches that are in those test groups, like they are obsessed with the groups, they're obsessed with the results, like they are phenomenal results, and they check in with like the trainers, like it looks absolutely amazing. And I would love to do something like that because I am a new group junkie. Like I love not a new group, what is it, new program junkie. I love when new programs come out. It totally makes me so excited. So it'd be so cool to do something like that. So the fact that you guys have that chance, like go for it, I'm telling you, because it'll be worth it. It sounds really amazing.
All right, so then obviously other than hitting Success Club, your first goal in the business in like rank advancement life is Emerald. And this is 2 people, and it could be the 2 people out of the 3 people to hit Success Club, just 2 people. They need to be coaches. So exactly how you signed up. And when we say coaches, they don't necessarily have to be coaches working the business. They could be discount coaches, and you'll hear us say that as well. Ashley and I do like to give, and I'm sure you got this option when we were chatting with you. Either you could be a just straight client and do the client stuff, or be a coach / discount coach and get the discounts and all of that fun stuff. The spiel, we've already talked about this, but that goes towards your rank advancement. So you just need 2 people, 1 on each leg. When you first get started, Beachbody will put it on your left and on your right, and then after you fill those slots, then you have to start monitoring it, but we will get to that when you guys get to that. But yeah, so it's just 2 people, and we recommend that these first two people be people that you know, and or like such as your husband, significant other, best friend, and or family members like your mom, dad, brother, sister, whoever. Just because when you start rank advancing, having those people higher up in your business is just super, super beneficial. So just trust us on that. But yeah, so it sounds easy, and it is easy as long as you don't get in your head. But hitting Success Club and getting these two coaches are your first and main goals.
And like you said, don't get in your head. I'm pretty sure that's what Emerald is. Emerald is a mindset. I sat there and I struggled for so long to hit my Emerald, and I was like, I just don't know what I'm doing wrong. But think like you can sign people up as coaches, even though if they don't want to coach. Like I felt like I was just looking for these people that wanted to do this with me and run the business. And it doesn't have to be like that. I was like, oh, I'm going to sign up my husband? Oh, cool. Okay. So I signed up my husband, and then I signed up friends as well. So then, and now I can use Craig, and Craig is also an Emerald from my friends and sister, so that there's people under there that I know too. It's totally a mindset. Like all of a sudden, like it just clicked, and I was like, oh, okay. It really is a lot easier than we make it out to be. Just go for it and just push for it, and it will come. People can, there's so many videos. If you look on YouTube, like Emerald in 24 hours, Emerald in 48 hours, like it can be that quick if you are doing the things and talking to the people. Even if you just make a list of all the people that you would want to do this with you, or just if you were going somewhere, who would you take with you? Make a list of those people and tell them about it. Tell them what you're doing. Those people that want to support you should be your first people that you sign up.
Absolutely. Excuse me. So obviously, how do we start this business? And I feel as though we've kind of mentioned this multiple times, but being consistent with inviting and sharing. And with the sharing, you are just being more vulnerable in everything that you are doing on your day-to-day basis. And it doesn't always have to be just straight Beachbody, right? Like your life does not revolve around Beachbody. You know, Beachbody kind of like has now sprinkled into your life. So sharing day-to-day stuff, sharing about the kids, sharing about, you know, being pregnant, or sharing about building a bus, and just kind of doing all of the things while sprinkling in your nutrition and your workouts, and, you know, sharing that this journey is doable, and that will only make your inviting a lot easier.
These are the two most important things. Like this is you showing up. You posting is you showing up to your business that day. That is you showing up, and then you have things to invite off of as well. But like Amanda says, like I know that I look back at my original like post from Instagram, and it's literally like screenshots of Beachbody, and that's all I did. That's all I posted about. And I was like, why am I only getting 3 likes? Like why? And now like I go through and I can tell the stuff that people like are the stuff about my kids. My most liked picture is still a picture of Hunter with a chicken. That's what you guys like apparently. But that's what people want. People want the real stuff. They don't want you to just sit there and say, buy my stuff, this is so cool. You know, you have to be a real person. So share that real stuff, you know, like if like I'm a teacher, so I share about being a teacher, I share about coaching, I share about mom life, and then I just sprinkle in the fitness stuff. You know, I try to just post it into there without like making it a sales pitch. So try with that. And then like the inviting, like you have to do that every day. And even if you can't do that in your posts, a lot of times you can invite off of your posts or your stories, you can invite from there, but also like make the connections with people so that you can invite through those connections, talk to the people. Like I kind of try to plan out my posts that there's like something I can invite from one day, and then something I can talk to people on another day, so I can have those genuine conversations, and then I can share it and invite from that way. You'll find out that our team does not do well with cold invites, where you just spew it out there and invite people without talking to them. We're not about that. We're about getting to know people and really figuring out the reasons why before we invite. But in order to do that, you need to talk to people.
Right. And always know too that like when it comes to inviting, if it feels sticky, say it out loud, say like as if you were to like, you know, have a conversation with someone in like face to face. If it doesn't feel natural, then it's probably something that you probably shouldn't be sending. And with invites and posting and like sharing, always feel free and open to share it with like the team, with Ashley and I, or if you know, connect with another person on our team, like bounce ideas back and forth. Like we are in this together. You are not alone at all in this business. And I don't ever want anyone to feel like they're, you know, in outer space by themselves when it comes to the business, because that's not the case at all. You know, it is a team thing. And so I always want to make you feel comfortable in this journey that we are all together in. So with that being said, also we have a ton of inviting templates and all that on the team page that you can go through and just kind of get ideas about like how to invite, or like maybe post ideas and stuff like that. And we have a ton of calls on straight how to invite, all the different types of inviting, and when maybe you should be inviting and all that. So
yeah, please feel free to share it with us. Like there are still times when I'll send a picture to Amanda or a post and I'm like, does this sound okay? Is my booty popping too much? Is this inappropriate? Like we have these conversations because like we just need to talk things out. So please, please, please feel free. And honestly, if you have a question or something you want to ask about a post, somebody else in our group probably does too, and they're waiting to say it. So please, please, please feel free to pull it out into the community, because that's what we're about. And that's what I'm really proud of this team for, that we do have that wonderful community. So use it, because you're not going to find that in all the coaching groups, honestly.
yeah. And just overall like baby steps too, like with the sharing process, like obviously it's taken Ashley and I a long time to get to how we are sharing now. But it came with steps. It came with, you know, sharing little things at a time. I'm not saying, you know, we're not saying to go on and share your entire life story like right away. If you can, good for you. Like do it, like absolutely do it. But if you are feeling like you can't, or you feel like it's too stressed, just baby steps at a time. And we also have a call on sharing as well that we can share with you. But finally, don't allow your current situation to dictate your future. So meaning like if you know, with your past and even with like your present right now, that it doesn't mean that you cannot do what Ashley and I are doing, or what, you know, Bonnie Engel is doing, or anyone else like super high in the business, because they have started where you're starting today. They have been in your shoes. You know, they might not walk the same path, but they have been busy. They have been, you know, doing all of the things that you might be doing. But it didn't stop them from success. So I always like to tell everyone that, like, don't let anyone else say, like, that you can't do it, one, and two, that, like, you aren't capable of doing so.
I think that's perfect, because honestly, I kind of stepped out of my shell come COVID. I know that sounds really crazy, because I feel like so many people like shut down. They're like, well, we're in quarantine. They got cranky. And I was like, you know what? Like, this is, I believe it or not, I had more time. A lot of teachers were like, I had less time, but I feel like I had more time. And I decided that this was going to be my time. It's going to be my pivot time. And I was going to take it and I was going to run with it. So I sat back for a long time. I sat back and I didn't really do the coaching. I dabbled and I did little things. And then COVID hit and I was like, no, it's time to go. And it's all about you just taking the mindset and saying, okay, I'm ready. No matter what life throws at you, I'm going to go for it. Like, life is crazy right now. Yes, I'm back to teaching. I'm back to doing all of these things. And there's pure chaos around me at all times. But I love coaching. I love this business that I really thought September was going to be my worst month. And I was like, oh my Lanta, there's no way. I'm not getting a Snuggie. I'm going to fall apart. And it's honestly been one of my best months. And I think it's because I've learned that I can do it in power pockets. And I was so passionate about not letting it fall apart. So just, it's all about mindset. Know that you are completely capable. And people are waiting for you to go out there and share your stories. And they're waiting for you personally. So know that your story is going to inspire somebody else, which is eventually going to inspire somebody else. And it's just this amazing ball. I don't even know how to describe it. Rolling action where it's going to be absolutely amazing. So it's scary. It's really scary when you start sharing that stuff, and just share little tidbits. And as you get more comfortable, share more and more. And just know that what you're doing is helping other people come out of their shells as well.
Absolutely.
So,
Yeah.
awesome. So thank you so much for coming to our new coach call. Please reach out if you have any questions. We are here for you. We have coach chats if you'd like to go in the coach chat. Just use all the resources, come to our team calls, and let us know what questions you have. And